Hi everyone, I'm Becky from Northern Star Guidance, and these are going to be your monthly messages. I'd just like to put a little disclaimer out there. Please always use your own intuition and your knowledge of a situation before making any changes. Tarot is just a guide. It's a guide to the energies. It's a bit like the weather forecast. So I can tell you how the energies are that are in play at the moment. I can't say specifically how that is going to impact your life. That is going to be how you interact with that energy. The more you bring your energy to my channel, the more you comment and interact with me, the stronger that connection will be for those readings. So please be sure to give me some feedback on the videos to let me know how it resonated for you. Remember that it is just a general reading, so some of it might not resonate with you, and that's perfectly fine. Always check out your sun, moon, rising, watch any video that you want. I'm sure you will find the message in there that is for you. Also, if you're cross-watching, that's wonderful. Just flip the energies, take it as it resonates for you. Okay, enjoy the rest of your video, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now. Hi Capricorn, Becky here. How are you doing? I am so excited for your reading. I'm really interested to see how this plays out in terms of Aries energy with Capricorn energy. Because you guys are also a cardinal sign, you're going to be feeling that energy. You're really going to be feeling that energy. And to be honest, you're the last of the air signs that I'm doing. Oh my word, earth signs, sorry. You're the last of the earth signs that I'm doing, and I'm very much feeling fire earth energy that has come up across all the readings. Like earth readings seem to have a lot of fire in it, fire readings seem to have a lot of earth in it. I'm rather curious about what it's going to be like when I get to air and water, because there are opposite signs to us, but we have also just had the Libra full moon, so that'll be interesting. But for now, let's focus on you guys. And see what's coming up for you for the month of April. Start with our vibration. Vibration is there, that one. Coherence. That's what you're going to do with this energy. The frequency of coherence, see this, supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality we desire. Yes, love it, love it, love it. I thought if anyone is going to work in harmony with this, it is going to be you guys. So cardinal signs tend to be the instigators, the starters. And given how resourceful Capricorn is, rather curious to see how you're going to use that energy together. The fact that we've got coherence there already says to me that this is like a really good time for you guys. Okay, let's see. Messages for Capricorn for April. I'm going to shuffle them again because I'm not feeling any of them. Which to me says that I haven't split it where it needs to be split. They're not quite in order yet. feels it. Messages for Capricorn for April, Aries season. This one. Okay, bottom of the deck, underlying energy, lovely, the star. And we've got the 7 of Wands underneath there too, but the star, this is our dream, this is our hope. This is bringing our dreams into reality, which is exactly what coherence talks about. So let's see, your energy is coming up as the world. Sorry, I'm fussing over this. Your energy towards others, anxiety, stress, despair and cruelty, as it says, 9 of Swords. What is holding you back? 3 of Cups. Is there some anxiety about socialising? And the advice is the Princess of Wands. Now, I've had the Princess of Wands and the Queen of Wands come up loads. But Princess of Wands, or Page, as they are in other decks, that's that fire energy, that is that start, the fire starter energy, so to speak. That is getting shit going. Very creative energy. Sorry, just going to take a sip of my drink before we get into this. Okay, so we're starting with the world. What is the world? The world is the grand finale. It is when we get to the very end of everything. And it's almost a celebration. It is a celebration of how far we've come, everything we've achieved, being ready to close that cycle. Like I said, this is the curtains down, everyone take a bow. Let's move on to the next project. Already with these coming out opposite each other, because this is energy towards others and there's some anxiety there. And whether this is like your relationship with other people or how people are seeing you at the moment, it's having your head, being up in your own head basically. Sleepless nights, stress, anxiety. The fact that what's holding us back is the celebration and getting together with friends, having fun. I feel like they are very linked. Like there's some anxiety about putting yourself back out there. And coherence is all about bringing things together. So I'm going to get some clarifiers up in a second. I thought we'd just very quickly whip through this. This is like face value what I'm seeing here. So to get our hopes, our dreams, our desires, whatever it is that your head or heart is now like, this is what I want. This is what I want to put my energy towards. This is the end goal. So have that in your heart. Have that in mind while I do this reading. What is your goal? And the advice here is to ignite it, to just start it. This is tapping into your creative resources. And I think sometimes that can be the case with earth signs is, I'm a, what am I? I'm a Virgo moon. So I get that whole practicality. And just so happen to be an Aries sun as well. So yeah, procrastination has been my biggest flaw throughout every endeavour, especially career-wise. I'd say it's only since I've started doing the tarot that I have really stuck and pushed at something that I wanted without getting too like this. But I know those with a lot of air in their chart, especially in prominent places, can do this. Start stressing about the ifs and the buts and the whys and the how. This discounts all of that energy. This is like, come on, let the head take a step back, can do its fussing later. What is exciting about this? These are the yeses. What is driving you towards that? Not what's holding you back. What is driving you towards it? And that is where the focus needs to be shifting to. We'll get some clarifiers out. Kind of do a zoom in now. The world. Where's the world there for Capricorn? Hangman. And it is that transition, isn't it? When we get to the end of a project, when we get the end of something, it's doing that transition from one to the other. But are you ready to sacrifice that end? Are you ready to step through that gate into the new? I feel like that is the sticking issue here, is doing the transition. You get another one for that, actually. Oh, okay, we've got two that come out. Justice. So we've got two or three major arcanas that have come out there for your energy, and the King of Swords, which is Scorpionic energy. I feel like this is making a firm decision and a karmic sacrifice. I wonder if that makes sense. Because justice is about karma. Justice is about balancing the scales. Energy in, energy out. Or energy out is energy that you get back. It's the return on things. Can also be legal matters. Whether some of you have been involved with an air sign. Sorry, did I say Scorpionic energy, or was I just thinking that? It's just, King of Swords used to come up for a Scorpio I was involved in quite some time ago, and I heavily associate him with that energy. But he's not at all. It's Aquarius energy, it's air energy. But yeah, there's taking this as your energy. Flip it if you know who this King of Swords is, then apply that. Here, this is your energy, this is their energy, this is the stuff in the middle. But I'm just going to assume that this is your energy, and your advice here is being true to what it is that you want, the goal that you want to achieve. And this is making some tough decisions here of what to let go of and what to hold on to. And you just got to think here about what you're putting out there and what you are going to get back from that. So if you're still sort of on the fence here, because that's what it feels like. It feels like here, like this is the threshold, stepping into the new. And it's like, yay, we've reached the end of that. But we're still getting up and doing the same routine, doing the same thing. I'm wondering why it's not really getting us anywhere. But look, the hangman kind of falls from his position on purpose. He releases, he sacrifices being at the top so he can be upside down and see things from a different perspective. But if you look, all his coins are falling out of his pocket this way. It's a sacrifice. This is coming down off that height and going back to basics, really. And when we strip things back to the basics, we find what our original direction was, what our original star was that we were after. This feels a little like, you know, when someone climbs the career ladder and they reach a certain point where they can celebrate their accomplishments and their achievements. But now it's like, well, now what? This is not really what I want to be doing. But they don't want to give up the money that they've got from that position. And the Hangman says, well, there's got to be a sacrifice. There's got to be an opening for that new to come in. Otherwise, we're just going to keep doing the same routine over and over again with no end in sight. So that's where justice comes in, and that is the card of Libra. We've just had the Libra full moon. I'm doing this the day after, so we're still in full moon energy. And obviously as the polar opposite of Aries, that's where that balance is coming in for everything. I can't believe how strongly I have felt that energy throughout all these readings. And I started doing the Aries, I started doing the readings for Aries energy at the start of the Aries season. And I have felt that balance coming in strongly since then. So I'm feeling this is for everyone. This is almost feels like judgment. It's like, what is it? Where am I getting that from? It's very old, like the bill comes due at the end. I know that sounds very like I'm imagining Grim Reaper style of, okay, you're at the end here, show me what you've done. Show me what you've accomplished. But it feels like that. It feels very big. And it is, I think, especially with all this major arcana, all this strong energy that's coming up here. You've got the world, completion. And then transition with the Hangman. And then justice, which is Libra, which is also a cardinal sign. Saying, right, okay, it's time to weigh it up and put the scales right again. But to do that, you've got to be the King of Swords with it. You've got to step into your logical, step into the logics of it and say, well, right, okay, logistically, how can I do this? Because I feel like this is just going to go on and on and on, and it'll just keep going round, and you'll still be in the same position until you take that step through the gate, till you take that step beyond your comfort zone. I always feel a bit of comfort zone with the world, because there's always a pause between the world and when we go back to the Fool energy, where we take that leap. But the King of Swords will always follow his truth. He'll follow what his morals say he should do. It's very, he's very moralistic. Moralistic? Is that a word? Sorry, it might be another one to go in the Becky Dictionary. But yeah, he follows his what makes sense to him, what is truthful to him. And he can be very logistical. Logistical is a word. In that sense, he can be very logical. But then the advice is, this is the child going, but come play. This is the adult being like, the inner adult and the inner child, and the inner adult is like, but I've got all these bills to pay and I've got all these things to do and all these responsibility, and the inner child is just knocking there going, please, like pulling at your shirt or your trouser leg saying, please come and play, come and do something fun and creative. And that'll give you more, even if it's just for a day or even half a day, preferably a full day if you can, just switch it all off. Just go, right, you know what, I'm going to step outside my life for a moment. Because I feel like that's what's needed, is to just step outside your life. Take a holiday from your adult. Take a holiday from adulting and be a child for a day. Go see things as you would do if you were a child. Go explore things. And I find, like, when we do that, we get the most inspiration, and then it comes more clearly to us without this getting in the way, without our own heads getting in the way. Right, I'm going to do this backwards because I want to know what's holding you back. In fact, let me just have a quick read of that one. Three of Cups. See, the message in that is to let loose. Sorry, I'm just nosing. Inability to enjoy life, unfulfilled, failure to connect, and withdrawing from society. It also says overindulgence. This is like sitting in with a bottle of vodka compared to going out and being with people. Now, and I know pandemic and lockdown and stuff like that. But I do feel the anxiety around that. The inability to enjoy life. And I think that's the darker side of the King of Swords, the shadow aspects of the King of Swords, is he can get too up in his own head, that he forgets how to have fun. We all have that ability within us, regardless of your star sign. We have all these energies in us, it's just when they come through. But if ever there's a time to play, it is Aries season. So I'm going to get one for that Three of Cups. I'm now thinking I don't need to. I knew it anyway, it was just, oh, there we go, Chariot. See, the Chariot is a card of balance as well. This is head and heart in the same direction. Integrated darkness and light. Accepting all aspects of ourselves. This is me in all my wonderful glory, and I'm going to go forward with confidence and strength as who I am, and bring your uniqueness to that. But maybe that's just it. At the moment, it's just out of balance a little. That's why this, complete opposite energy to everything that's going up there. That's why she's there. Bringing her, oh God, I'm going to say it again, bringing her wildfire. Wildfire and focused fire have been the key elements, the key expressions I have used in nearly every reading now. So at the beginning of each season, I do a quick reading on my social media, which I'm going to start putting on OnlyFans as well. But that just says like how Aries energy is playing out. It's sort of like a blanket reading for everybody. Sorry. And a lot that was coming up was about wildfire and how if it doesn't have a focus, then it doesn't go anywhere. This is opposite for you guys. It's like the focus, it's so focused that it's not allowing the fire to come through. This is a bit like using a nozzle that is too tight on the blowtorch, so it's just not giving anything. So let's see. King of Cups. I keep seeing King of Cups everywhere. Now he is Scorpionic energy, and that is about transformation. But this is the start of a new astrological term for us. Ooh, easy there. There we go. Moon. Oh my word. Moon and the Lovers. No idea which order they came out with. I feel like I've seen this combination before while doing this from this deck. So, sorry, I'm going to move everything over a little because I've got more cards to go on the other side. And how are we doing for time? Yeah, we're good. Okay, so anxiety, stress, this is how we're coming across, how our energy is playing out with other people. And I'm sensing the anxiety around that. And maybe it's just because you're just not ready to be out there and having fun. Or the idea of it, when you've got all this stuff going on in your head, it just seems not doable. But this is our connections, the Lovers. And it doesn't have to be romantic connections. This is that attracting what we're putting out there. Feeling that connection with the full moon again. But this is also shining a light on these. What anxieties do you have going on about you and your interactions with other people? Could be another person in specific. If we flip this into like a relationship reading, this would be like being single and being anxious about dating again. It's that sort of energy. And the moon asks, well, what is the fear? The moon is taking a step into the unknown. But by doing that, by going through that, we see our connections, we find our connections. If you're not going anywhere but your own head, you're not going to find those connections to help you reach your dream. If she was here, what would she do? This is fire child energy. So this is, I've got a whole lot of passion and no fear. I don't think the moon would be there at all, to be honest. But just have a think about that. By stepping into that energy or using that energy. This is the energy that we're in now. Fire, Aries. I just think it's odd, this card, because the skull I can never work out, it's obviously going to be a ram's head, but it looks more like a Capricorn in the face to me. I know that's, oh, that'll be why. Look what elemental symbols we've got there, fire and earth. And what do they say? That is the very energy that we're in right now, is the earth and fire. Which makes sense for April, because by the end of April we'll be in Taurus. But the advice here is to use that energy, to step in to that childlike Aries energy. Just go play and have fun. Tell the adult you can have a day off. Sorry, they. Sorry, I'm suddenly regretting bringing my table down to the ground. Like, I love it in so many ways, but sitting on a beanbag, yeah, I need a more comfortable seating arrangement, I think. So, let's see why this Princess of Wands is there. See what she can tell us. Oh. And this is a card of celebration, Four of Wands. I always see it as the family, the home as well, but it is those sort of celebrations. It is sorry about that. I feel like I've done nothing but apologise in your reading. Right, yeah, Four of Wands. It's a card of celebration. It's celebrating life. And what did this say? It's forgetting the charms of life. Forgetting the reason why we're here. This is coming back to it. I'm looking at them dragonflies and it's making me think of The Secret Garden for some odd reason. I don't know if anyone's read that story or watched that film. They've actually got a more recent one. I was watching the trailer the other day. But I remember when I was a child, I went to stay with a relative down near London. And we went to these gardens and it was the first time I'd ever seen a dragonfly. And they're beautiful. They're really beautiful. I love the colours on them. It was almost metallic looking. It was like a greeny blue colour. But I felt like I was in the secret garden and I was like, it was just such a magical place, just full of wild flowers. I'm very drawn to that of maybe this is just getting out there, getting out in nature, go and find somewhere magical, make it magical. I went with my children to a place called Fairy Glen, which I believe is in Warrington, don't quote me on that. Someone on my social media posted pictures of them and their family there. So we took a drive over and it was just amazing. There was like a little waterfall in it. At some point someone had gone through and sprinkled glitter over parts in the tree where it looked like a fairy could live there. And we had so much fun just, you know, looking for evidence of fairies. Just having that moment and reconnecting with the magic of nature and the magic of life. It makes you come away feeling so satisfied, like your inner child has had a really fun day out. It's fantastic, especially if you have children, to go and do stuff like that with them. It brings you right back into their world and takes you for just a moment away from all the stresses and strains of being an adult. So that's pretty much the energy that's coming up there for you guys. We've got the world on the bottom as well. But I feel like we need to take a torch to this. Just say, right, okay, what are you anxious about? What are you truly anxious about? And it's something to do with other people, with connecting with other people, or I mean, right now, if I was applying this reading to myself, which I'm pretty sure I've got Capricorn somewhere in my chart, right, I'm very anxious about advertising. I'm not a salesperson, never have been. Generally don't like putting my energy out there like that to sort of sell myself, so to speak. I like doing what I do. And it's one of the drawbacks of owning your own business in this day and age, especially an online business. My parents run a bed and breakfast. They don't have to advertise, really. They've got a website up, they're on Google Maps. People just Google for accommodation in the area and they pop up. So they've never had to really spend money on advertising. doing social media advertising is like the bane of my business right now, and I get like this over it. I put so much thought into it. The other day it took me 3 hours to do an advert, and I had it perfect, and then the app sort of had an issue and it deleted all of my work and left me with something. I don't know what it did. It warped all the writing. I basically had to start again from scratch. And I wasted an entire day to produce something that I'm not even happy with. I looked at it and was like, there's no joy in that whatsoever. And it's hard because you're trying to get a message across, but you're also trying to make it look attractive. And there's that balance of head and heart. So I'm just trying to show you how this would play out for me, this energy. Is, well, you know what, if I'd have just said, feck that, I don't care about the message, I'm just going to create. I'm going to go to where I can create from. I'm going to celebrate the things that I've got, celebrate what it is that I do, and just pour that into my work, rather than worry about it from the external point of view of how other people are going to see it. So yeah, there's another perspective. And it's going to be unique to you. But your starting point is that star. What is that dream that you're pursuing? I feel like there's a need to reconnect with that. But reconnect with it. Dream that dream as if you are a child dreaming that dream. I love talking to children about what they want to do. I don't ever ask, like I never ask my children what do they want to do when they grow up. But I love it when they start, like my daughter will spend an hour in the kitchen with me doing some cooking, and she's like, I want to run a restaurant. I'm going to have a cafe. And she's already saving this up for this, she's 9. She's very financially savvy. Oh no, I've knocked my camera, sorry. I don't know when I knocked that. But yeah, she when I give her money, it goes straight in her bank account and she won't touch it. And she doesn't even know fully what she's saving up for. She just knows that she's saving up. I'm like, yes, it's very smart. Oh, too many, but I am very drawn to how similar these guys are looking. Okay, let's see, there we go. Community. Do you know what? Everything here, I know coherence is about things working together, mind, heart and the mind, which is that. Because if your head and the heart are in the same direction, then you giddy up those horses. Sorry, I don't know how else to say that. You know, you giddy up them horses or them sphinxes, they're going to go in the same direction. But if your head's over one place, focusing on this, and your heart's over here, what's going to happen when you yank on those reins? They're going to go off in 2 different directions, and it's just going to split the cart in 2. So this is talking about being in harmony with yourself. But there is a whole lot about external connections here that is coming up. How do we get anything? Really, is by building a community. Have a quick read of that one. Seek like-minded people and be true to yourself. And the affirmation is, I am able to celebrate my differences, that's this here, connecting with others in love, light and pure consciousness. I feel like there's a need for self-love here, like loving who you are, warts and all. I used to always say our imperfections is what makes us perfect. And what I mean by that is it's what makes us unique. If I thought about someone who was perfect, like the thought of that is just unbearably boring, really, isn't it? It's like there'd be no dynamic to it. And you think of some of the greatest artists, they didn't paint perfectly. It was the imperfections and the quirks and the way they'd done a certain line that way that made it different and unique. And we are works of art from the universe. I feel there's a need to celebrate that and come away from trying to be perfect or make things perfectly. Most of our education is provided through our community connections. We learn from our families, social circles, local schools, groups and workplace. Having a strong sense of community gives our life meaning and purpose. You may have felt like you were adopted at birth, struggling to fit in with other people. Sometimes feeling alone and isolated has made it difficult to connect with people on a personal level. Oh my God, this is like this that I'm just... This whole thing that's going on here with the holding back and with the energy out, I feel like there are some... this could just be for a couple of you, but I feel like there's some social anxiety going on there. Let's see, sorry. Struggling with this has created an avenue for abusive relationships or seeking approval from others instead of just being yourself. You don't need to change your personality to fit someone else's mold. Learn to love your differences and you will shine brighter than any star in the galaxy. Find your tribe. Your spirit tribe or soul tribe consists of the people who understand you and love you without conditions. Creating connections with like-minded people brings meaningful communication to your life. Don't be afraid to stand out. Now is the time to celebrate your difference. That's what makes you unique after all. Celebrate your uniqueness. Oh my God, that's literally everything that I've just been saying. Live your authenticity. Soul connections make strong and powerful relationships. Community participation is encouraged now. Engage in community activities, volunteering for charity work or emergency services provides a sense of purpose. Community partnership involving family and friends are important now. Join a group or organisation that interests you and that will benefit from your skills or experiences. Find your sense of community spirit. Take time to understand the world in which you live. Gain understanding in human behaviour. Connect with your tribe now. Come together with your soul family. Provide support. So, yeah, that just kind of speaks volumes, really, doesn't it, of being around those people who get you and love you. And they are out there. We've all got our tribes. I used to massively be a people pleaser. Like, I always tried to keep everyone happy, and it got me really anxious if I thought someone didn't like me. And I don't know when that changed, really. It just was a natural evolution of things. I think as I started loving and appreciating myself and understanding that everyone has got their own little tribes out there. And I'm not going to like everyone. Not everyone's going to like me. And that's just, it's how we are as an animal. We are a tribe community. We don't move away from that, really. Currently watching a program called The Circle, And it's a bit like Big Brother, but I find it really interesting from a people studying point of view of seeing how people react to certain situations. This is like, it's like Big Brother, but they're all in their own apartments and they only interact online. And some people are playing themselves and some people are playing catfish. So definitely recommend giving it a watch if you haven't done already. It is rather interesting. But they got new people to come in after they'd been bonding for a little while. And the game said, oh, they're immune from being voted out because they were new. And that's what we do as a tribe. It's like when someone new comes into our community, it's like, who are you? And it takes that little while to build up the relationship. Don't know why that come out there. Okay, let's see, what is the growth aspect here? What's the eventual outcome for us? Sorry, what's the eventual outcome for Capricorn? I think when I'm doing your readings, I become one with the sign. Sort of adopt the sign as my own. But we are all connected anyway. Feeling you, and oh my word, soul fragments. Balance will be restored. 33. For anyone that does numerology. Oh. Balance will be restored. Reclaim your inner power. And the affirmation is, I am the master of my own mind. I am ready to move on. That's like the world. Okay, so the life of our soul is infinite, and while aspects of the self are never truly lost, they can be separate through times of trauma, grief, separation, loss, or refusing to deal with an issue. The psyche's self-preservation causes this illusionary disconnection as it chooses to distance itself from the situation in question. These fragments are merely in places of consciousness that has chosen to forget, to spare the emotional turmoil from an intense emotional experience. That was a whole lot of emotional stuff. Sorry, I'm going to take a sip of water before I continue because I'm starting to get dry. Right, recalling these fragments with love, healing and understanding allows the soul to continue moving forward without the individual feeling stuck in the past or unable to get over an issue or event. Empowering and liberating, retrieval is recommended if you feel you are missing parts from yourself. Although sometimes challenging to find, conscious thought and skillful awareness is all that is required to recall a soul fragment back to its host. So I'll just say that again because I feel like that was the important part. Although sometimes challenging to find, conscious thought and skillful awareness is all that is required to recall a soul fragment back to its host. Do you know, that is shedding a light on this whole bit here, because it is, this is what I do now every full moon. Every full moon I have a look at what has come up for me, what shadow aspects are there. I have a think about what my current fears are. And I'll either write them down, or this month I just kind of said them out. I just say them out of what my fears are right now, and I put that light on them just by announcing them, just by bringing it to the surface. I can bring that love to it, and that's what the lovers is here. This is reconnecting with yourself, integrating with yourself. This is shadow work. That's why it's coming through here. Seek a professional guide if you feel more comfortable. Currently, you may be feeling incomplete, not like yourself, physically flat with no motivation, lacking joy in your life, or even that you are unable to move forward in life. Right now, your soul needs to reclaim a part of its missing memory. Past trauma that is being held within you is crying out to be healed. Through recollection, you will be able to see the truth and the situation for what it is. Be careful. You are entering a period in which you will be changed emotionally, or will be challenged emotionally. Build your resilience and remain objective. Fear-based experiences need to be addressed now. Past life regression could be beneficial to create understanding of phobias, deep-seated fears, or subconscious patterns that have previously controlled areas of your life. Reclaim your power. So the shadow aspect is fear, shallowness, and detachment, which is this here. Sacred crystal, boji stones. Angel assistant, guardian angel Rampel, which is clearing karmic debris, recalling lost soul fragments. So affirmation again, I am the master of my own mind and I am ready to move on, which is that well part. But I feel like this is coming to the end of a cycle now, and this is the final part of it. This is the cocoon stage before a caterpillar comes out and be a butterfly. And it may look still on the outside, but there's so much stuff going on the inside, so much change and transformation here. And this is bringing everything together, bringing all those pieces of yourself, bringing it all back to you. Okay, that's all for today, and I hope you have a wonderful month in Aries. Please let me know how this plays out for you guys, let me know what it means to you, how you connect with these energies, or I think even just speaking this out to another person will really help you. So please do that, because the more you feed back to me, the more I can channel your energy within these readings as well, so it sort of strengthens the reading. Okay, and please come support me on OnlyFans. I have got it set to free, so don't worry about that, but I'd appreciate it if we can build a community there. Okay, bye for now.